Is anyone else getting deja vu here? Sat here again after another defeat and scratching your head as to why. Now, I know why. Watford scored more goals than us, played better than us, outfought us, outran us, outthunk us, and out everything does. That's the why, but how did they do that? I don't know, and I have seen some people already start going, Jose Mourinho out. I can't tell if it's sarcastic or not. That's the problem, innit, when you're looking at stuff on Twitter and shit like that. I can't tell if people are serious. And some of the venom and some of the hatred and some of the absolute nonsense that I have seen. Oh man, even the last week, let's face it, it's ridiculous. You need to get a fucking grip on reality. The way some people overreact to absolutely everything. It takes time. The problem that we've got as United at the moment is that we're looking at it through our eyes, and the media are looking at it with the great start that City have made, and they're comparing the two, and you can't compare the two because they're having a fucking great time, everyone's settled in, and they're off to a flyer, and we're really not. We're struggling, we're lethargic, we've got hangovers from last season. I'd just like to remind everybody that September the 12th, 2015, Manchester City was top of the league after winning their first 5 games and not even conceding a goal, by the way. And they came level on points, fourth place with Manchester United, one of the worst United teams in a long time. Yeah, they got injuries. Everybody gets injuries. Can't fucking pin it on injuries. All I'm saying is, long season. Let's not write United off yet, and let's not fucking announce champions second week into September, because that's absolutely ridiculous. But what I will say is there's a concern. There's absolutely concern. And concern doesn't mean that you start calling for people's heads. Concern doesn't mean that you start ripping up everything and start screaming and crying and demanding things. But what I will say is, and this isn't a reactionary thing, this has been coming for a long time. If you've watched my videos on here and on Full Time Devils and even on MUFC Latest, you will see that I think the time is up for Wayne Rooney. Someone just sent me a compilation of Rooney's worst bits from today, and I think he's bringing the side down. And it's not just him. There wasn't great performances across the whole pitch. I am looking at Paul Pogba and saying, you've got to do better than what you're doing. And I've seen some people say Rooney's getting in the way of him. Maybe, but still, Paul Pogba has to do better. I've seen people saying Rooney slows the play down. Maybe. But those players around him still have to do better. We had 2 shots on target. That's not good enough. That is absolutely not good enough. Even if you are carrying somebody, and I don't think we're carrying Rooney to the majorest extent, I think he is a player that's been shoehorned into the team, possibly at the detriment of others, possibly at the detriment of somebody like Mkhitaryan. We saw us play 4-3-3, and I've said it all season. I think we will evolve into a 4-3-3. But again, it's a new system. It's a new system that we've got to learn. We might have spent the whole of pre-season playing 4-2-3-1. Once Pogba comes in, he needs to adapt to that, and then he's got to start adapting to that. And it's not just him, it's the others around him. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying these are the things that are happening and are going on as a way of mitigation. And I'm not accepting it by any stretch of the imagination. I'm saying we have to do better. But sometimes these things just take a little longer than we think. It's not as... The players aren't robots. The players are not robots. The players, when they're tired, will go to their default position and their default thing. And that's when you see mistakes made from players. But whatever's been hammered into them and drilled into them, when they get tired, they will default to that. Now, if they're defaulting to something they did at another club, something they did under Louis van Gaal and things like that, then that's slowing down our take-up of this and affecting our results in the games. And it's not just that. Maybe Jose Mourinho's getting it wrong. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible Jose Mourinho is getting his tactics wrong, his deliverance wrong, and also how he gets the players to adhere to it. Because you can sit there and you can say to the players, do this, do that, do this, that, and the other. And a player's going to make a mistake. Now, nobody means to make mistakes. I'm sure Wayne Rooney's going out there and trying his absolute hardest. But he is making mistakes. And it's up to a manager to then mitigate and make the team make as few mistakes as possible and find the way to win instead of finding the way to lose matches. And over the last week, we seem to have found the way to lose matches instead of finding the way to win a match. Pogba's come in and the confidence has drained out of him. Now, I remember last season, people were saying that Louis van Gaal was draining the confidence out of players. Di Maria, or season before, Di Maria and Falcao, they came to us, amazing players, and Louis van Gaal sucked the confidence out of them. Maybe it's not the managers as much as we want to think. Maybe it's the pressure of playing for Manchester United pulls a bit of the confidence out of them. Yes, Di Maria had come from somewhere like Real Madrid, but it was quite evident that he didn't want to be here. Now, you put someone who doesn't quite have the heart to be here, plus the pressure of playing for Manchester United, which is different to playing at somewhere like Real Madrid. Especially a Real Madrid that's got Cristiano Ronaldo in the team, which can cover up a lot of cracks in a side. And you have something different altogether. It sucks at the moment, and a week of losses. A week of losses does hurt, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to shrug your shoulders and say, let's try and pull our socks up for next time. I've been going back and forth with a couple of people on Twitter and saying, I see a lot of people calling for Bastian Schweinsteiger and Carrick. As much as I'd like to see, and I said it'd be Hollywood as fuck if Jose had to turn to Bastian after outcasting him so early without even really giving him a chance. Literally just saying, yeah, see you later, you're done. It would be Hollywood if he had to turn to him and Bastian did manage to pull it around. And Bastian's got a lot of qualities that I really like in terms of leadership and organisation, and he's calm on the ball, and he's a proper lead by example kind of guy, and I like his attitude to everything. He seems positive, and he seems constantly wanting more and demanding more, and I like that. But what we lack in the team at the moment is both movement and we lack energy, and unfortunately Bastian Schweinsteiger no longer has those attributes. So as much as I can agree with everybody saying I'd love to see Bastian get given a chance and being given an opportunity in the team, one, I don't think he will, and two, I don't think he'd be the desired effect. I do think that Herrera and Schneiderlin would be an improvement on Fellaini, who admittedly played well today. I just think it'd be an improvement. I mean, if you're looking for energy and movement, Fellaini isn't that. He is a number of things, and his passing's been improving in the role that he's in, and the easy position he's passed, the easy positioning that he's taking up now at the base of that triangle in a midfield three. He's doing exactly what I said I wanted him to do in that midfield three, which is just win the ball and pass it. Play that easy ball, keep it. 97% pass completion today shows that he's doing exactly that. But I think you can probably improve the side, despite him playing well, not replacing him because he's playing bad, but the team is affected differently. Just if you stop looking at the individuals in a team and say, actually, no, the team can be improved upon if you do this or if you do this. There was a couple of times Fellaini was chasing back. I think one of the goals, actually, Fellaini was chasing back and got nowhere near it. And you think maybe Schneiderlin might have got near that. So I think Schneiderlin and Herrera's energy and movement and positivity and aggression, I think is an improvement on what Wayne Rooney's offering at the moment in that number 8 role. And I think Schneiderlin would be an improvement on Fellaini in terms of mobility and energy. And that might be enough. But I don't feel like it would be enough. It feels like there's more than just something that you can just go, take that one out, put that one in, and then it'll be fine. It feels like there's something deeper at play here. It'd be crazy to suggest that Mourinho has lost the dressing room or hasn't got the players playing for him just yet. There was a buzz and a vibe and an energy about the place only a week and a half ago. Has the defeat knocked us that bad? Is our confidence that fragile that one close defeat to City, which is what it was really, one very close defeat to City, one weird defeat to Feyenoord, and then a shit performance against Watford, is our confidence now completely and utterly shattered? I hope not. I was quite pleased with the starting 11 today. I'm almost resigned to the fact that you're going to see Wayne Rooney. I believe that it's in his contract now. I have no evidence for this. It's my belief that that's what's in there. That he's got to play every game. I think when he renegotiated it under Moyes, I think that was one of the things he negotiated, that he has to play every game because there's no other explanation for the way Wayne Rooney is played through his poor patches the way nobody else is. When he's shit, and he is shit occasionally, I mean like proper shit, he gets played the week after, and he gets played the week after. And Van Gaal called it captain's privileges. or maybe it was captain's privileges was also something that was in his contract. That you'll never get the light of day. That'll never see the light of day unless someone writes about it in a book in 10 years when he's long gone and finished. But it certainly feels like there's other reasons than pure footballing reasons that why Wayne Rooney is still being selected for Manchester United, because based on pure football terms, no. But again, without him on Thursday night, it wasn't much better, which makes me think that it's not just a case of replacing one. I mean, Thursday you could possibly look at the fact that we brought in so many new players. It just disjointed it against the final team that was flying in the Dutch league, so maybe we misjudged them. It sounds like it from what Chris Smalling has said in the aftermath of the game, where he says that we took it too easily. Well, there's no excuse for taking it too easily. You should treat every single game as an important game. And yes, we might play a different side, but we're still playing 11 Manchester United players. And if they're not good enough to take us on and win matches, then fucking get rid of them. Because what is the point in having them in a squad? The squad is meant to facilitate us winning matches. And if you have to play certain members of the squad sometimes to keep others fresh and the ones that come in aren't good enough, then there's no excuse. Fuck them off. Get rid of them. Now, there's plenty of players that haven't had their opportunity properly this season. Morgan Schneiderlin, I think, is one of them. Michael Carrick is another. Bastian Schweinsteiger, probably not going to get an opportunity, but he's another. Timothy Fosu-Mensah is another one. These are players that could come in and maybe mix this up a little bit. I was quite surprised that Fellaini is inclusion from the start of the season, but he's been good value for it. So I'm not going to call for Fellaini to be dropped. I just think in my head I can see a different, more mobile, more fluid sort of game come through the midfield, because it's the midfield where we're getting crushed at the moment. The back four is decent. Whether it's Bailly and Smalling or Bailly and Blind, we look okay. We're a little bit fragile down the wings, but I think that's more of the rest of the team not doing their job. It's the lack of midfield, which is why teams are getting through to us. You can have the best goalkeeper in the world, but if the defence fucks off, then he's going to look bad. And then you can have the best defence in the world, but if it's not teamed up with good midfield, then he's going to get fucking ruined. One of the reasons Gary Neville was so good as a right-back for so many years is because he had David Beckham in front of him, and David Beckham's work rate in defence and doubling up helped Gary Neville out a hell of a lot. It's a team game. There's little teams all over the pitch, and if people aren't helping back for that, then defensively you're going to start looking weak. I thought 3-1 flattered them a little bit, although you have to say they absolutely deserved the win. They went for it. They played two up front, and they tried to attack. They didn't do what a lot of the lower half of the Premier League table do against Manchester United, is where they just sit back and go, fucking get at us. They didn't do that. They came at us, and normally last season when people came at us under Louis van Gaal, that would leave gaps all over the place. We would capitalise, exploit, and absolutely fucking batter them. And that didn't happen today. 2 shots on goal is absolutely inexcusable against Watford, isn't it? Absolutely inexcusable. 2 shots on target was what we had. One being the goal. I think the other was a header from Zlatan. That's just not acceptable for Manchester United at the moment. We have to be doing more. We demand more, and we have to do more. Is Northampton a chance for redemption? Probably not, because I think we'll probably... And you know what, it's a fucking lose-lose scenario, actually, Wednesday night. Because if you beat them, people are just going to shrug their shoulders and go, you beat fucking Northampton. You're supposed to. So what? But if you lose to them, well, it's the fucking World Cup win for Northampton, isn't it? So if you play a strong team, maybe you're not getting optimal rest for some of the players that might need rest, mental rest at least, if the pressure is getting to them at playing Manchester United. And then you go against Leicester, who've not had the greatest start to the season, certainly beatable. But so are Watford, so was Feyenoord, and so was Manchester City, to be perfectly honest with you. So I go and I look at that Leicester game, and then I look at what's beyond that Leicester game. I think we've got Stoke, Liverpool and Chelsea. Not sure of the order, but I think it's those teams. We've got a fucking hell of a month coming up. And I've not got the confidence in us right now, because I don't know how we're going to turn this around. Are we getting the 2015 Jose Mourinho, not the 2005, 2010 Jose Mourinho? This is where he earns his money now, though. This is where he definitely earns his money. He's got to make the right decision on Wednesday, and we've got to go and put Northampton to the sword. Maybe it's a time that you try out Timothy Fosu-Mensah in midfield for the energy that he gives you, because he definitely brings the energy. maybe it's a chance that you try Memphis, because he will bring energy. And whether or not it's not going right for him in the final third, he doesn't stop trying. He is an absolute grafter. And I think that might be the sort of game that you give Memphis the opportunity, especially if Marshall's out. If he's got concussion, he did get smacked on the head. If he's got concussion, he's out for a 2-week minimum anyway. So if that's the case, let's try it. I don't know how long Mkhitaryan's going to be out for. I don't know if he's going to stick with 4-3-3. I hope he does. I think that's the best formation for us, ultimately, to get the best out of Paul Pogba. But I think you've got to have mobility around him, and you've got to give him the positioning that he's supposed to be in. We saw for France, I didn't think he was anywhere near as bad as people were saying for France, especially in the final. But we saw for France, when he's played right in the centre, he can have a real influence on the game. For me, he's ahead of the ball a little bit too much. I want him on the ball. That's where I want Paul Pogba, but you've got to give him options. He can't produce miracles. You've got to give him the options. So that's that. I'm fucking well behind in my uploads as well, so apologies for that. And a quick shout out, Thursday night, 9 o'clock, if you're still with me in this video. Thursday night, 9 o'clock, we're going to be doing a live podcast. We're doing it here. It'll be me and Ben. Thursday at 9 o'clock, it'll go out live on Facebook and live on YouTube, so please join us. We'll be answering your questions, no doubt talking about the last week and hopefully a victory against Northampton. So yeah, join us for that. Youth review is way behind. That'll be up on Tuesday, and contrary to what you might have seen on Twitter, I still got in on Saturday for the under-18s game. City wasn't selling tickets to United fans. It was fucking chaos. Probably do a Snapchat Q&A tomorrow. So if you've got any questions, didn't do it on Friday. If you've got any questions, send them in tonight, and I'll do it tomorrow before I go and do the full-time review. So next week's uploads should look like Snapchat Q&A Monday, youth review, and probably a preview for Northampton, and my starting 11, ideal starting 11 on Tuesday. I might put it out on Wednesday actually, because I haven't thought of anything yet for Wednesday. I'm also going to download the new FIFA game as well and have a little bit of a bash of that. Ben told me it's absolutely sick, so I can't wait for that, and I can't wait for that to come out as well. And then, yeah, the rest of the week will be as it is. There won't be a youth review on Thursday, but it will be a Snapchat Q&A on Friday. The youth review will go back to Thursday next week after I couldn't get it up this week. So yeah, again, a busy week. We'll be trying to do daily uploads, and the vlog will return next Monday, because hopefully I'll remember to record some stuff, because I haven't really this last week. Once again, thank you for joining me. Please go and subscribe to the podcast. We're going to go quite hard on the podcast. Try and get it regular. We've got some top guests lined up. Need to get it out there and get it regular. And I've got a sort of technology out as well. Going to have to invest in a mixer and a load of new microphones. I don't know if you'll be able to see that over there. I know it's just out of shot in it. So I've got the blue snowball. I'm going to get another one for now, but then I have to go to some XLR condenser mics and a mixer and all that sort of jazz. So that's that, yeah. So join us on Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow with the Snapchat Q&A. If you've got any Snapchat questions, videos and photos only, fire them over. It's at Mr. Stephen Howson. Same on everything at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. So, yep. Thanks for joining us. Bang it in the comments. How the fuck do we get out of this funk? Honestly, how do we get out of this funk? See you in a bit.